Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 5. Very special guest, Captain Ray Kelly. Ray, how are you this evening?
Hey Bill, how you doing?
Good. We're
Good,
doing
good. I'm
doing
doing
good.
good. Hi everybody in the chat.
Well, it's great to finally get you on, and we're going to get Johnny on one of these weeks too. He wasn't available tonight, but it's good to have you, and it's great you guys have a show on Sundays. I think that's absolutely fantastic. What we're going to do is just take a few minutes, get to know Ray a little bit. I know some of you may have not seen Ray. If you haven't, your head's probably been elsewhere. But Ray's one of the good guys out here out on YouTube as far as drones are concerned. So, Ray, just give us a little bit of how you got into drones, where you spend half your time, where you spend the other half of your time, and all
Yeah.
that kind of good stuff.
Well, first of all, Bill, thank you for having me. Uh, I always admired your show. I've learned so much from you, and it's good to be here. But a little bit about me is like a lot of people, I bought a little toy drone probably 8 years ago. It was called a Spy Striker. I got it on Amazon for like $63, and and that thing was the hardest thing for me to fly, and I just couldn't get the hang of it. It was up, it was down. The flight time was only, I think, 4 to 5 minutes, and it was very discouraging. It really was. So I sort of put it down, put it right back in the box, and put it in my garage, and I put drone on the back burner there for a while. But I always wanted to fly drones, so it was one of those things where I got brave enough, and one of the guys that I knew from boating, he flew drones, and he was a real estate agent. Took my son's house as a listing, and he says to me, "Ray, I gotta bring my drone over and get some drone shots of the house." And I said, "Well, if you do that, Russ, his name is Russ, and I would like to be there and watch you fly the drone." Well, the house sold in one day, so he didn't have to come over. But then 3 months later, the house closed. So he says, "What are you doing after the closing?" And I said, "Nothing." So he came right over to my house, and he brought his Phantom 4 Pro with him. And when I saw that, I was so impressed. That drone really, really was amazing to me. And he showed me how easy it was to set up with the tablet and the video on the tablet. I was just amazed. I really was. And he let me take the controls a little bit, but within a week, I bought my own Phantom 4 Advanced. And he gave me a couple of lessons. And next thing you know, it's 3 years later now, and I've moved on to a Mavic Mini when the Mini came out, and then I bought a Mavic Air 2, and I love that drone. So that's basically my drone history. But I don't know. Most people know that I'm a retired detective. I did 30 years in law enforcement, and I enjoyed that job too. And I miss it, to be honest with you. I really do, Bill.
Well, my
But that's
dad,
sort of my story.
one of my dad's best friends back I grew up outside of Pittsburgh. One of his best friends was police chief of the community that we were born and raised in, and I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, he was heart and soul. He good, just like you, Ray. Good guy. He cared about people. He was one of the good guys. And you know what, I know, there's so much bad press about bad apples, but you know what? There's so many more good apples. I have probably at least half a dozen friends. I lived in Columbus, Ohio for 30 years who were either in the sheriff's department or in the Columbus police force, and just wonderful guys. Just wouldn't, would give you a shirt off your back if you asked for them. It was just wonderful, wonderful guys. So tell us a little bit about what you and Johnny do on Sundays. You guys got a show on Sunday
Bill,
afternoon.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat here. You got a good crowd in the house tonight.
Yeah,
Look at
we
all these
do.
guys.
Yeah,
Sam
Stephen Ewing
Burns,
is
Ted
here.
Baldwin, Lauren. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Stephen
let you
Ewing,
name them.
Ted Bowman, Steve Mack, Lauren's here. Sam Burns is here. Michael Wright is here. And from what I understand, Michael Wright is coming to your meetup. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Jay Bird is here, and Drone Master is here tonight. Looks like we got a pretty good crowd in here. So tell us a little bit about what you and Johnny do on Sundays, your show.
Yeah, well, that was another little thing that I got to know Johnny via the different teams, and one morning we were talking, and and both I said we fly for fun. We really had no intention of getting a Part 107. We just want to go out and as a hobbyist and fly for fun. And I said to him, that would be a cool name for a show. Well, 3 hours later, Johnny called me. He says, "You want to do a live stream, and we'll call it Fly for Fun." And we picked Sunday here afternoon, and we thought that was a good time at the end of the year there. But we might be changing it, just to let you know, Bill. We're gonna not. We might be. We are gonna change it to Wednesdays evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. But that's going to take effect on February 24th.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's, you know, um, you got something real exciting coming up. And why don't you tell us about that? When it is, where it is, and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, I tell you, another thing that I like to do is fly with other drone pilots. I like to get together with other guys, and I did it up in New York with the drone bum, Paulie, and when I came down to Florida, Ken Huffbauer and Mitch, the old guy in a drone, said, "Let's get together," and we got together and had a little one in Jensen Beach in December when I got down here. But then we talked about having another one up further north by those guys, and we're calling it the South Florida Drone Meetup. And again, we thought we were going to have 4 or 5 people, the same, group, but people all over the country decided they want to come. And I'm amazed. I really am. And Michael Wright, he was the first one to buy plane tickets, so I got to give him a lot of credit, and I'm I think we're going to have a great day. We got 25 people signed up. Here's my list. I do have it on a bigger piece of paper too. I got it on this pad, but I like to show this, and it's going to be a good turnout. We're having it in Sebastian, Florida, on March 20th. It's a Saturday, and we're going to start around 7 a.m. in the morning and run throughout the day. And there's no itinerary, just everybody's going to have fun flying and share their knowledge and share their drone stories. And hopefully nobody crashes a drone into the Indian River Lagoon because it's right
Yeah.
on the Intercoastal Waterway.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to do that. I've been to several here locally. They're always a lot of fun. It's always great. Probably what's as good as the flying part is the sharing part and having time to talk and just socialize, which I think is fantastic. And that's something that's with COVID-19, it makes it even it's getting better, but it still makes it more difficult, because different places are operating differently and have different rules and all that, and you don't want to step on toes and everything. But it's good that you guys, we live in a state where you can do that. Number one, and it's good, you're doing this. It's so refreshing, and especially right now because there's not a lot going on as far as drone news is concerned right now. Okay. Because, the cycles, okay. When DJI releases a drone, there's excitement. There's a lot of stuff going on for maybe 3 or 4 months. And then it kind of like, it's the ebb and flow. When everybody's done their videos, and we're just doing firmware updates and things like that, and you've kind of like reached your cycle of videos, and then you're waiting for another product to come out. So it's sometimes it's difficult to fill that void in, right? I think you probably know what I mean. Mini 2 came out, fantastic, great.
Yeah, no, I do.
And that's why a couple of things that I've done recently. One of the things today, I went out to my other channel, Bill the Drone Reviewer Limited Edition, and what I did was I created a playlist, and I called it, for lack of a better term, most popular or most helpful. And I compiled, what I did was I just copied them from my main channel over there, just to put together a playlist of ones that have been very helpful. People have personally told me and commented that they've been very helpful. Like how to do firmware updates on the smart controller, precision landing tests in the Phantom 4 in an open field, just a whole bunch of other ones. People have said, these have been helpful. They've been beneficial to them. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to put this together and we'll put it out on the other channel. So, and people have actually started watching those already too, which I think is good, because, it's like, to get the word out and to get things out about, to be helpful. And I think I don't know if I think I shared this with you and Johnny. I also have a number of groups out on Facebook. And one of the reasons I started groups, Ray, is when I got my Mavic Pro, all right, I had a Autel X-Star Premium, and then I sold it and bought a Mavic Pro. When I got that, I had no idea how to get the gimbal back on, cover back on. None. Nothing was working, and I was so frustrated. So, a guy put together a 10-second video clip, put it out there in the group, showed me exactly what to do, and I said, you know what? I want to do the same thing. I want to start a group, and I want the main purpose and the focal point of that is to be a help in that group, okay? And one of the things that I do that I'm fastidious about with all the groups out there, and I think these guys who have been in some of my groups agree with me, is that, I toe the line. If people start getting smart with each other or not helpful at all or condescending, gone. You have one and done.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, when you start out in drones,
that's how it should be, because you get in.
Now, see, one of the things that I learned early on is I went out to some of the forums, like the Mavic Pilot Forum and Phantom Pilot Forum. They're brutal. Those people are absolutely brutal. You got to, even when you know what you're talking about, they're still brutal. And I'm like, you know what? I'm staying away.
They made me cry one time. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they are. They really are. And that's why I tell people, stick to groups, stick to these groups. And I want to know, because I admin several groups, and I have my moderators and my other admins, come to me, hey, Bill, what should we do about this? And I'm like, guys, my policy. It's like, hey, one strike and you're one and done kind of deal. I don't mess around with that kind of stuff. I really don't. You
got Sean Geek Finder just came in the house.
Oh, wow. Sean? Hey, Sean. Good to see you. Show your support to Ray Kelly, a great guy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that. They had the it was interesting. They had the gentleman who got the Mini 2 at Best Buy ahead of time. They had interviewed him, and then I had him on the show to interview him as well. So that was
hoping he would stay more active.
Yeah.
He seemed like a real nice guy,
Yeah, he is.
But I haven't heard from him since a couple of weeks after that happened.
Yeah, I sent him a shirt, a Bill the Drone Reviewer shirt, and he did get that. But I haven't seen him active on any of the pages or anything else. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was good though.
So
I remember that. Everybody was trying to get that Mini too, and he had it.
he had it ahead of everybody else. That was just what
And
luck.
Greg Pittman in the chat. He had one in his hands, but they wouldn't let him leave with it.
Well, I went to Best Buy the day before. It was being released on a Monday. I went to a Sunday, and it was sitting up on the shelf. And they tried to ring it up, and it would excuse me, it wouldn't ring up. And the reason it wouldn't ring up, he says, it's locked out until Monday.
Right.
I can't sell it to you until Monday. I'm like, really? He said, yeah. He says, that's a manufacturer. That's not us. This is the code's locked out. I'm a manager, and he says I can't override it. This is you have to come back Monday morning. So on my way to work on Monday morning, I stopped at Best Buy to get it, and then I went to work for the rest of the day. But I mean, it was so funny because it was sitting right there. I could see it, scanned it, and it wouldn't. He says it's not ringing up, and the cashier didn't know why. Called the manager. Manager says it's locked out. We can't sell it to you until Monday. Well, and that's funny because, obviously, I guess some Best Buys operate differently for some reason. That must have not been locked out. Manuel was able to buy it that day and walk out of the store with it. That was very interesting. He was able to do that. I was really kind of surprised about that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess we'll be seeing a new drone pretty soon.
Yeah, I think what we're hearing, I've been hearing is that Fimi's coming out with something, and it's going to be in the spring, and we're looking forward to seeing how that looks. I'm hopeful that they learn from.
They're going to come out with a mini, right? A mini.
Yeah, there's going to be a mini. It's going to be a competitor to the Mavic Mini too, and I think that'll be real interesting to compare the features and see how they line up, and also the price. For having a price something like that, I know I also heard Marcus talk about that as well, and saying it's going to have to be lower than the Mini 2 is right now in order to be attractive, and it's going to be interesting to see what Fimi does and how that lines up. It's going to be interesting, but they're saying I guess probably April it's going to be ready for testing. So, I imagine probably May time frame we might see it. I'm just hoping the price is not going to be, prohibitive for that. They got to price it right, because they price it too much. I mean, the Fimi X8 SE 2020 is right around, with some deals you can get it for about, a little over 400, 450, but you can't be pricing this new Mini at like $399. That's not going to work. They're going to have to really be careful on how they price something like that.
Well, like Jaybird says in the chat there, $250 would be nice, and I agree with him.
I agree. I agree 100%. If it was $299, I'd even pay $299. But more than that, they're going to have a hard time justifying that kind of cost. To get that kind of a price point there at $299. That's just too much. A little birdie told me that somebody said it's your birthday next month, sir. Is that right?
Yeah, my birthday's coming. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to be the 70.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to have, we'll make sure that those that are down there for your celebration celebrate that fantastic occasion. That's a birthday worth remembering. Okay. Well, my son, my oldest,
but I may be 69 forever.
My son's birthday is March 10th.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So March is a good month.
Look at Ron Brown. $250 for 250 grams. I like that, Ron.
There you go, Ron. That is a good one. $250, 250 grams. I think that would work. That would work pretty well. And I'm not hearing the Mavic 3. They're not talking about that until probably, my guess is going to be sometime around midsummer, June, July kind of a time frame. But who knows with DJI? They could come and totally surprise. Well, they're late with they were supposed to have the DJI FPV out. They had the goggles out, but that drone, it's just, we've seen all the pictures of it, but there's been absolutely nothing out there about it. So we have no clue. There's none there at all. So it's kind of a mystery. And they're supposed to come out with a new Osmo Action camera, and there's been nothing about that.
Yep.
And I have no idea, no clue what's going on. I mean,
I'm very happy with my GoPros. I like my GoPros and my iPhone 12 now. I really like the way that thing takes video and photos.
Well, I've been happy with my Osmo Action, and I'm very pleased with it. For the quality of an action camera, I've been real pleased with it. The accessories work real well with it, and then I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and that's been a great phone for me as well. It's worked real well in the sun. I've really liked it because it has 1,200 nits, so it's pretty easy to see out in the sun. So I've been pretty pleased with that. So, one of the things
Lauren is telling you, Bill, the FPV is coming.
Not too long to wait for the FPV. That's good. Hey, DeMarco. DeMarco's here. Yeah, that's good to hear.
Hey, DeMarco, how you doing, buddy?
That's good to hear that it's not too long before that FPV shows up, because it's like people have been, it's Bill, like one of the number one questions I get. Are you going to
get it, Bill?
No, I can't do, for me, my spatial awareness and everything, I can't do that. I'm the kind of person, I need to physically see things. I can't put goggles on. Goggles won't work for me. That's why everybody's like, oh, aren't you going to get goggles? I'm like, no.
I agree.
No. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun, but there is no way I could do that. None. My spatial awareness wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's just.
And that's not a cheap drone either.
Yeah, Ron
I've heard.
Yeah. Well, I got my eyes open. Right. You probably saw that I talked about. I think it was the week before. Sony's coming out with a drone. And
yep.
Okay, and their camera, I found out the price on their camera. I think it's called the Sony Alpha. The camera is $6,900, just the camera. Okay.
Wow.
Can you imagine what the drone's going to cost? Yep. All right. Even with a $15,000 drone,
it's out of my price range.
Well, you just got yourself.
Maybe I'll win the lotto or Powerball.
Well, your new Sony drone is tied up evidently in a dock right now with your new boat.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But you bring up my boat, Bill. I tried flying from the boat. I don't know if you heard this story.
No.
Flying the next day, I got the boat. The next day, I was out in the Atlantic Ocean flying the drone, and I'm still shaking. I'm still shaking of what the experience was like for me, because I had to chase that drone. It wouldn't come back. You couldn't get it to come back in. I left this obstacle avoidance on so it wouldn't come close to the boat. The battery was dying. Bill.
Oh,
luckily I got it. I don't know how I got it, but I got it to land in the boat.
Wow. Well, I know one of the persons that I saw that kind of pioneered it for me. There's a couple of people. I saw Original Dobo. He's done that plenty of times. But one of the guys, when Kelly Shores did it when he was on vacation, he actually filmed a video on it. Landing him in a boat, and it's always a precarious kind of a thing. Even when you do it right, it's not easy, because especially if it's choppy outside, in the water. It's gonna trying to catch the drone or trying to get it to land. It's gonna be problematic.
Well, the one thing I forgot to compensate for was the current, the Gulf Stream here in Palm Beach. It's a fast Gulf Stream. It goes 7 knots, so it was taking the boat out of range. I lost connection with the drone because I went out of range. Luckily,
Uh,
I got back in range and I was able to get it back.
wow, wow. Well, one of the things Kelly said when he did that and he learned right away was to set your return to home point. Make sure it's your controller, um, because if it's not, it needs to come back where
Controller.
your controller is. Because if you don't, you're going to lose
Yeah.
your drone. It's one of
Well,
those things.
I almost lost it.
Wow. Wow. So I got a question for you. What does your wife think of your drone flying? Does she like it?
She's getting more used to it. Yeah,
Used to it.
she knows
Okay.
I love it, and she. I always offer to give her the controls, but she doesn't want to take. She's not ready
Yeah.
to fly yet.
Yeah.
That may
My wife's like
may
that
take
too.
another couple of years.
Well, she's actually been helpful for me. She filmed a lot of my videos, outside with her phone, and I use them, and she's been a big help to me, with getting things out on a channel. So it's like she's always been very supportive of me, and it's it's
That's
it's been
good.
it's been it's been good. It's been really good. My son-in-law has been extremely supportive of me. He's looking to get a drone, and it's kind of interesting because he got into IT as well, and because I'm in IT. So when we get
Hmm.
together, it's like we talk IT, we talk computers all the time. Okay, and we talk the same language,
That's
and
good.
yeah, it's really good. We have blast. And he asked me, he'll call me, he'll spend a couple hours on the phone with me talking about drones because he's looking to get one and he wants to kind of. And I told him he lives up in Ohio, and I know where I lived up in Ohio, and I told him, I said, you probably, because he's debating between a Mini 2 and a Mavic Air 2. I said, get the Mavic Air 2. I said, you will
Hmm.
do yourself, you spend an
Right.
extra couple $100 on that, Andy, and I told him, I said, you do yourself a big favor. I said it will handle wind that the Mini 2 won't be able to handle. I said, bottom line, okay, because if it's a slightly breezy day, 15 maybe 20 miles an hour, Mini 2 can handle it. If it's more than that, forget it. You need the Air 2, and I said, and I know what Ohio's like. And I know the way it is, especially now in the winter and everything. If you want to get that up, you need to get an Air 2. I said, there's just no if, ands, or buts about it. And they're having
Oh, look at
it's
you!
pretty.
See Michael Wright's post, Bill. Did you see Michael Wright's post about
Interested. My
his son?
son-in-law Mike will be a YouTube livecast.
Wow.
Oh wow, discussing a new Mavic Pro Enterprise Advanced Fibro. Wow, Michael, why don't you go ahead, email me that link if you have information on that, and I'll get that out on my page,
Yeah,
BillTheDroneReviewer at
do.
gmail.com,
Yeah,
and we'll get
that's
that
great.
information out. That's very interesting. Thank you for posting that. That's really good.
My son, he uh, he has his own business out in California, and he works practically 24/7. Him and his wife, it's their company. That they very rarely hire freelance employees, but they're so busy. He don't even have time to fly drones. But when the Prime Day sales came on, I asked him. I says, "Listen, you wanted my old Mini 2. How about if I buy you a new one? It's on sale." And he accepted my offer, and he's flying the Mini 2 out in California, and I really am amazed that he makes the time to fly it.
Yeah, especially if you're busy, and it's like a lot, and it's real interesting, right? Because a lot of people assume I'm retired, and I'm not retired. I work full time, so I have a full time job Monday through Friday, and then you know I throw drone stuff in on the side, and now I also have on top of that is the wonderful task of getting things packed up and ready to go for moving, which is going to be monumental. So, so I'm going to be.
I don't envy you, Bill. That's a lot of work. I remember it,
Well,
and I vowed my last move I would never move again.
That's what my wife and I told each other. Said we're done. That's it, and that's why we planned this new place that we're going to get. I mean, it's not. We didn't get it. It was already specced out, but it has everything we need and then some. And it's just going to meet our needs perfectly. Because when we bought this place, my mom was still alive, and the plan was to move my mom in with us. But unfortunately,
how you doing?
Before the house was even built, she passed. So we had something. It was already too big when we moved in for us. So, but
yeah. But it's exciting, you got a new house, and I know it sounds like it's a great community that you're going to.
We're looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to it, and
you'll love it.
Now one of the things that I found out.
Mikey, Philly Drone Life came in the house.
Hey, Mikey. Hey, Greg.
And Mikey from Fly Zone too. Michael.
Well, that's always it's always great watching Ron with Ron is actually Ron actually tries to cool Mikey down at times. He's successful some of the time, not all the time on that show. That's a real hoot.
I'm looking forward to meeting all these guys when they come down to South Florida. But I'm really looking forward to meeting Ron. And Ron decided to spend an extra week in my area. And he's going to the resort that I own a week at, and I go there every day, every other day. He's gonna love it.
Oh yeah, well, we met Ron and his wife came down 2 years ago, and they stayed over in near Clearwater Beach. It's called North Reddington Beach, but it's really kind of Clearwater area. And got to spend some time flying on. We ate dinner, and then we got to spend some time flying on the beach that night, and that was a lot of fun. Like you said, when you get together with other guys and flying your drones, it really is a lot of fun, and had an awful lot of fun. Like I told Ron, I said, I wish you were closer than New Jersey, and we're down here full time. that would be awesome. Poor Marcus, lives in Idaho, and his weather can be dicey at times up there. So,
I'm wondering if he ever got together with Ted, because they're pretty close out there.
Yeah, they are. I think he did. I
don't think they're further than an hour apart.
I don't think they've flown, but I think they went to lunch together sometime. Not real sure about that, but I think they did. Yeah, I love and I tell you what, Ray, it's been real interesting trying to put shows together right now to find news, because even Drone XL, which is Hay Kestelou, and then his old Drone DJ, which is run by Josh Spires and some other people right now, and then I follow Sally French, the drone girl. There's just not a lot out there right now regarding drones. I mean, it's just, the remote ID stuff that's been settled. And, it's kind of like just the only real news for drones. It's not really consumer drones. It's really like corporate.
There's that new inexpensive drone, though, the $299. I think it's called Seafly or something.
Seafly, yeah.
Bill, Coast to Coast drone.
Yeah, Bill Thomas is getting one. I think they talked about it last night on Ron and Marcus's show, because I didn't watch.
Johnny Droneflyer ordered one too.
That's going to be real interesting. Captain Drone Steve did a review on it, and it looks pretty interesting. But I think it's too high priced. Personally, I think it should probably be $199 and not $299 from what I've seen on it.
Well, if it turns out to be a decent drone, and its camera's good, and the controlling of it is good, and the flight time is good, $299 is a fair price, I think.
Yeah, if it lives
I
up to
mean, of
that kind
course,
of
it's
stuff.
not as good as DJI.
Well, see, one of the things that I found, Ray, with a lot of these other drones, and I'm going to exclude, not including Hubsan or Fimi, but some of these other ones from these smaller manufacturers over in China, they're very hit or miss over there. They may have good
Yeah.
hardware, but the software is lacking, or the software may be good and the hardware is lacking. And it's notorious, like with Hubsan with the Xeno 2, that's a drone that shows so much promise, but yet, it has that lens flare issue in it, because every time you hit the sun with that lens flare issue crops up, and it's an easy fix for them. They just need to replace the lens in it.
Yeah.
And Fimi, Fimi's had their horizon tilt issue, which has been bad. And for me, I've had that signal interference that's been bad with the Fimi. Otherwise, those they're just some little things that they tweak them. Those will be great drones. I mean, they're not they're good drones. They're not great drones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You see what John Olson put in the chat? He wants to get a drone that'll shovel snow. Yeah, they got hit pretty bad on Long Island. They got 15 inches probably by where he is. How
Wow.
many inches by you, John?
Wow.
I look at the
Oh,
cameras
Marcus is
at my
talking
house
about
on Long
the Beast
Island, and I was
3.
I was watching the snow pile up and pile up.
So I just saw Marcus in the chat. He was talking about the Beast Max Beast 3, ZLLRC SG906 Max Beast 3. Um,
Okay.
do tell, Marcus. That sounds like an interesting drone. I know, a lot of people. I actually was approached about. This was real interesting. Someone who sells drones on Banggood, I don't even know the name of the manufacturer, back in August said, we're going to send you our drones, $299 for free. You just have to do a review on it. It's February 2nd. I still don't
Right.
have it yet. See,
Okay.
that's the thing. That's the thing when
Yeah.
you order
It
drones.
must be on that slow boat. It's on that slow
Yeah,
boat
it's that really slow
from
boat that's
China.
coming over. It may have stayed on the boat and it's making a round trip. That's what I'm thinking. Warren Brown, what is the best drone to get in early 2021? I use phone. Okay, it's a POS. Okay, Marcus, thank you for that. Yeah, okay. it's a POS.
Yeah. All
Ron
right.
Braun is asking, what is the best drone to get in early 2021? Well, probably have to go with them right now, the Mini 2, but I'm anxious to see. I like Quadcopter 101. I don't know if you watch his channel at all or not, Ray. He does a lot of these kind of
Yeah.
drones like
Fly
the
zone.
C5.
Sure.
Yeah, he does a good job with that.
Oh, Felix. You're talking about Flint Felix,
Yeah, he does a
right?
good job with the reviews. Steve, Captain Drone, he does a good job with them. I really would like to see, like, when Bill
Yeah.
Thomas gets it, because while I know Steve, I know Bill better, okay, and I know his I know what he's going to like, I know what he's not going to like about it, and he's pretty straightforward about
I,
it.
I think Bill will be more like Brian Singleton style. If it's a piece of junk, he's going to say it's a piece of junk.
Exactly. Okay. And that's why I love about Brian. Brian doesn't hold any punches. If it's a piece of junk, he tells you it's a piece of junk. He doesn't care. And that's why I like Brian Singleton. He's a great guy. And he's also from Pittsburgh. So that's a good thing as well too for me, because I'm from Pittsburgh. I like that.
Did you ever hear the story, Bill? Did you ever hear the story? He was doing a review on the Mini 2. So he's doing the unboxing. So you got a picture of this. He's doing the unboxing, and the first thing, he opens the box, and there's the black bag. So he takes this black bag. He says, "This is a piece of junk. I'm throwing it in the garbage. I like a hard case." So after the stream, I contacted him. I says, "Hey, Brian, can you go out to the garbage and get that bag and send it to me?" And he did. He sent it to me.
He's a great guy. He really is. Sam
And
Burns
he
just
also put a little drone in there. He is.
said, oh, Ron says it's Jim over at Quadcopter 101. Okay. Um, and Sam Burns is there too. Best drone to get now in 2021. Um, uh,
Really?
maybe
No,
Sam,
I
but
don't know about that, Sam. I don't have the Mini 2, but
well, right now,
I
okay.
I love my Air 2.
We'll see. I don't know about what weather's been like for you, Ray, but for us over here, like in the Tampa area, we get that Gulf wind is just it's been we've had white caps on our lake the last 3 or 4 days. I mean, it's impossible to fly.
Windy
35,
here too. 2 days now.
yeah,
Yep.
35, 40 mile an hour winds. You just can't even I can't even get my Phantom 4 up right now. And it's not I'm not gonna risk it. There's no sense in doing something like that right now. And it's gotten cold down here. I mean, for Florida. And that's the one thing I
But
try to tell people up north, and they don't get it, Ray. And I think you do from being down here. Is when I say it's like 30 or 40 degrees here, it's really 30 because it's so that water in the
wind.
air
Yeah.
it makes it feel so much colder. And that's what I tell people is when you come down, if you look at the weather forecast, especially this time of year, you got to subtract 10 degrees from it. And especially for you guys that are coming for Ray's flying, so plan accordingly for weather. I mean, if you see weather like, oh, it's going to be in the 50s, it's really the 40s, guys. Okay, so do yourself a favor, pack some warm stuff with you if you're coming down here, because it's going to be it's still going to be chilly.
Michael Wright had put in a good suggestion on the chat about having a Snake River Canyon meetup. I like that idea.
Well, there's only one way we'll do that. That's if Marcus's wife caters the meal. That'd be fun. That
You hear
would
that,
be
Marcus?
a lot of fun. Yeah, Ray. I'll tell you what. This has been fantastic tonight.
So anyway, it's gonna be good. This meetup is gonna be good.
You're gonna have it's gonna be a good meetup. You guys are gonna have a good time out there. And make sure you get a card and a cake for Ray here. Wish him a wonderful, happy 29th birthday. Okay, because he's got that coming up. So that's gonna be be a lot of fun.
The other thing, Bill, that I didn't really mention. I didn't mention it, but people that have access to it are really bring a fishing rod too, because we got a fishing dock right there. You can catch fish right there too while you're flying drones.
There, I mean that's doesn't get any too much better than that. That's for sure. Wow, that is great. That is absolutely fantastic. So, Ray, can you get me? Did you have the event posted up on South Florida drones? Was that posted up there or not?
Yeah, I put it up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I put it up there, and I copied the page and I put a link.
Okay.
And it's
I'm
also
gonna grab that.
as an event on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to drop that in the description here after the video is done, and I'm going to make sure I put it out on my page and out on my group so people can know that. And if you guys know Ray,
Ron wants to know my favorite cake. Ron, strawberry shortcake.
That's never a problem. Okay, cake. That's never a problem. Okay. That sounds really good. So make sure you guys are all on board with that. That sounds like a fantastic time. If I can make it, I'll be there because I'm only 2.5 hours away. It's not a straight shot, but it's a semi-straight shot because I know where it's at. So if my house moving doesn't interfere, I will definitely be there to see all you guys. If not, I will definitely be there in spirit, as I am still probably going to be unpacking boxes. Just a wonderful thing. You know what?
You know,
Advil
you
will
know,
be my friend.
it, well, I hope you do make it, Bill, but I understand if you can't,
Yeah,
But
it's
a last minute no yes, that I just got was Ken Dono had talked his wife into spending his anniversary at the drone meetup. He's coming.
awesome. Awesome. Have you met Ken already?
I haven't met him personally. No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I'm looking forward
Ken's a
to it.
great guy. I absolutely love him. His wife is wonderful too. And I keep telling him, I said, once again, you did like me. You married up, okay? Um, as far as that's concerned. So that's always a good thing. So, um, Ray, it was fantastic having you on tonight. Thank you for stopping by and sharing with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Bill.
It was
I
great,
appreciate it.
and
I really do.
I'm going to drop a link in the description and also on my group and page, so you guys can definitely check that out. The more, the merrier. Sounds like a lot of fun coming up in March 20th in Sebastian, Florida. Ray's meetup. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, drop Ray a line, drop me a line. We'll get you the information that you need to get there. Bring your fishing pole if you can. Also, plan on if you're coming from out of state, plan on some warm clothes, because we're still probably not going to have the really really nice weather until probably another month later. So, but plan accordingly for that. Well, I'm going to shout out, give some people a shout outs before we go here. Ron Brown was in the house. Stephen Ewing was here. Mikey DeMarco, Sam Burns, Steve Mack, Jay Bird was here tonight. Stephen Ewing. Let's see who else. I know Marcus was in the house tonight. Michael Wright, Drone Master, Ridge Flyer 32. Lauren was here tonight. Let's see who else. Going through here tonight. Leonard Oglesby was here tonight. Greg Pittman was here. John Olson was here. Ted Bowman was here tonight. Let's see who. Darren Kay was here tonight. Greg Pittman was here tonight. I think I've got just about everybody here tonight. I think I've covered it all tonight. And Ray, thank you for what you and Johnny do for your show. Really enjoy that. And thank you guys. I'll definitely, because I'm definitely going to get Johnny on. Thank you guys for having me on. It's always enjoyable. I like being on the other side of the mic where I'm kicking back, because I don't have to do any prep. I just have to show up for something like that. So that's always fun.
You were a great guest, Bill, by the way. And, we try to mix it up, have different guests rather than the same old guests. And that's the format Johnny and I have. But one thing I do want to say is everybody should support everybody's channel. And most everybody does that. But, when you go in, you see a video, hit that like button. It means a lot.
Ray, you couldn't and said it any better. That's what we're here for. We're community. It's not a competition. It's not, who gets more subscribers than the other one, who gets more likes, who gets more views. Doesn't matter here. Okay. We're here to help one another. And, the day this stops being fun is the day I'll stop doing drone reviews. Okay. And it's still fun and I'm still having a good time. And I hope all you guys are the same way. Treat it like fun. It is fun. And I'll tell you, 99.9% of the people out there enjoy this. They like to have fun. They're helpful. They leave you good comments. They support other channels, and that's one thing we need to do out here is to support other channels. Encourage one another. Be there to help each other out when everybody needs it. And I know I've had people help me out, and I try to pay it back. I try to pay it forward as far as that's concerned. So, Ray, once again, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Everyone in the chat, thank you for a great chat tonight. It was great seeing all you guys. And as always, remember, guys, what we say here, it's a great day to fly. Have a great rest of your evening. Take care, everybody.